Yeah, it is. It looks all polished.
They really spiffed it up. And
I got you a good there it is.
Yeah. Well, it's so. Didn't you say that? Yeah. Well, it's so. Didn't you say that?
apparently they blew it louder last time, or a couple times ago, and like scared the children.
Yeah, my brother-in-law wants to film that too. He might actually come up.
New at 4, history comes rolling through Wisconsin.
And this is quite a sight. An old steam train making its way across North America. And enthusiasts, along with our Abril Preciado, got a chance to see it roll through Tosa.
To say 2-year-old Caden loves trains is an understatement.
He's going to be so excited to see him.
It's a sight his mother Ashley told could not let him miss.
And there was something about the train coming, so we searched it down, and here we are.
As the 1930 steam train made its way through the area as part of the CPKC Final Spike Anniversary Steam Tour. It's a tour enthusiasts like Mike Kowal says doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I think it's the first time here in 18 years.
The trip started in Calgary, Canada, and is making its way to Mexico City. According to the website, it's all part of the 1-year anniversary of its merger between Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern.
It's the first road that covers all 3 countries in North America.
And brought people in the Milwaukee area to watch it pass in Wauwatosa this morning. And little ones like Caden witnessed for the first time. In Wauwatosa, Abril Preciado, Fox 6 News.
The next stop for the steam engine will be in Franklin Park, Illinois. That's a suburb of
So
Chicago.
a 94-year-old steam locomotive is rolling into Davenport on Friday. The Empress 2816 is making 11 stops between Calgary, Canada, and Mexico City, and Davenport is one of those stops. It's all part of a tour celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the merger of 2 historic railways, Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern. Today, CPKC is the first and only transnational rail network in North America. It moves goods throughout Canada, the U.S., and Mexico across its 20,000-mile network. Friday's event is free. You'll have an opportunity to see the engine close up. The engine and a mobile museum exhibit will be parked at Quinlan Court between 2 p.m. and 5
steam
p.m.
engine is now restored and making stops in select cities.
So that includes a visit today here in St. Paul. Shayla Reeves is at Humboldt Yard in Minneapolis this morning, where the train is right now. Shayla, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. This steam locomotive spent the night here in Minneapolis, and coming up this afternoon, it's going to be making a stop over in St. Paul. I'm here with Andy Cummings, the spokesperson for CPKC. This is an exciting time and a celebration of a pretty key merger, right?
That's correct. About a year ago, on April 14th, 2023, Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern combined to create CPKC Railway. So now that we're at the year anniversary of that, we're taking this 1930 steam locomotive behind me across the continent. It is the first time that a steam locomotive has toured Canada, the United States, and Mexico.
And as part of that tour, of course, we're making this stop here in the Twin Cities and talk about, to be able to see something like this here, this is going to be a pretty special moment for folks that get to make it out, right?
We're really excited that we can make this available to the public to come up, get up close and personal with a real live operating steam locomotive. We're marking our past and we're celebrating our future with this tour. So at St. Paul Union Depot this afternoon from 3 to 8, folks will be able to come out. They'll be able to get close-up views of this live working steam locomotive. We're also going to have a craft tent, and there will be food trucks available for folks as well.
And the stops here, this actually started, this is select cities. You started in Calgary, right? Last week, and then what is your final destination here?
Our final show will actually be our neighbor to the north up in Winnipeg on June 30th. We've got a total of 12 stops in all 3 countries.
And talk about, what it means to be able to see something like this up close. It's not something that folks get to do all the time. So for them to prioritize this and make this a part of their day, why should they do that?
Well, I think the thing about a steam locomotive is that it's more than just a mechanical device. It's a living thing. You get to see all of the parts that work. This will be actually under steam. You'll see steam coming out of the stack. It's just a very rare opportunity to see a piece of history. This locomotive was built in 1930. It served 30 years in regular service. For us to bring it back to celebrate our history and mark that important event from last year, it's just a really unique opportunity for us and for the public to be together.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Andy. And if you're wondering just what does it take to bring a historic steam locomotive back to operation like this, we're going to be talking about that process, what it takes to restore this, coming up around 6:40. So all that and more straight ahead in about 30 minutes, guys.
Great. Sounds good. and it just looks beautiful out there this morning, Sheila. That light is
Yes.
hitting you all perfectly.
Beautiful. You have an aura about you, Sheila, this morning.
All right. As we mentioned, yes, the steam engine. It's going to be at Union Depot. That's in St. Paul, of course. It goes from 3 to 8. Admission is.
We'll have the chance to see an old historic steam engine.
This has been fully restored. It's making visits to cities in both Canada and here in the U.S. And Shayla Reeves is at Humboldt Yard in Minneapolis this morning, where the train sits right now, Shayla.
Yes, good morning to you, Heather and AJ. This is truly an exciting time. I'm here with Adam Meeks, who's been involved in the restoration process from the very beginning. When you pull in here, how does it feel? You've been working on this for about 2.5 years, and to pull in here, seeing 2816, all that magic and that work in motion, how do you feel?
I feel great. This is a fantastic opportunity for us to be able to share this locomotive with the public and to be able to see the way that people react to this locomotive and the emotion and the connection that they feel with it, the memories that it brings up. People who remember riding behind these locomotives in the past, or people who've never seen one before, and just that energy that it creates.
And for you, you've been involved in railroads for over 20 years. Talk about what the most exciting part of this process was for you, the restoration process.
The most exciting part of this process has been able to use this locomotive to tell our story, to be able to tell the story about the history of railroading and to get people to connect with that and understand what the company is, why it does what it does, why we do something like this. Because our past is very important, but it also speaks to our future. If you don't know where you've been, then you may not know where you're going. This is a company with a very exciting and important future, and I think tapping into the history helps people understand that.
And what's so cool and interesting about this is we're talking about 1930s, and there are parts here, I mean, nothing was automated. You had to really get in there and study and research the past to really bring this to life, right?
Absolutely. Building a steam engine or restoring a steam engine is something that takes a lot of expertise, and in many cases it's expertise that doesn't exist much anymore today. You have to know about metallurgy, you have to know about the different parts, about what they do and why they do that, how things fit together, how they work, what can be changed and what can't. This locomotive's 93 years old, so it has a history of being very reliable, but there's also been a lot of modernization that's taken place, and we're seeing the results of that now because it's operated flawlessly so far.
All right, and last but not least, about 10 seconds, how do you want people to feel when you pull up to each of these stops and you see that all that 2.5 years of work when they experience it along with you?
I want them to be excited. I want them to enjoy the locomotive and enjoy the experience. We call her the Empress, and she's royalty, so we hope they come to meet her.
All right. Thank you so much, Adam. Heather and AJ, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Something for the family to do.
Absolutely.
Shayla, thank you.
Yeah.